Welcome to the Green Room.
Welcome to In the Green Room. I'm Kinga.
And I'm Chet. I hope everybody's having a great day or night tonight.
And it's exciting. We have Paul here again in studio, co-hosting with us. Welcome, Paul Kassir.
Happy to co-host.
Welcome back, Paul.
And he's our premier sponsor, RV & Go. And we have this amazing soul in our studio. Chet, you want to introduce?
Yeah, we have Cristin Nicholas in the studio today. Welcome.
Nicholas.
Oh, I thought it was Nichols too.
No, there's an A in there.
Nicholas. Cristin Nicholas. Okay.
Wait a second. I thought we were recapping March Madness. Am I in the wrong podcast?
No. My bracket won my bracket challenge, so I'm happy Baylor pulled that win out.
So what are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about what Cristin does.
That's going to be way better.
She runs the Design Center. So tell us about the Design Center.
This is going to be awesome.
Designer Showcase, I thought.
Designer Showcase. So I thought we were going to be like, how to take the stress out of remodeling. Don't we want to do that?
Need, Robin, welcome, Robin. Hello, Robin. Can you say hello tonight?
Yes, I can. Hello.
Hello, Robin.
Hello.
Awesome producer.
Where's Batman?
He's exited the Bat Cave. This is my dragon's lair, so we're good.
So, Robin, we're going to be learning all about how we can do a one-stop shop for design, build, even furniture. I mean, Cristin Nicholas. Nicholas. Let's all get this straight. Takes the stress out of any kind of home building, remodeling, even your furnishings, because, I think it can be a stressful time.
It's very stressful, especially when you're married and your partner and you don't agree on what you should be doing in your home.
But
let's make it clear, the men should always just let the women have whatever they want. Listen.
See, I think that's a pretty good motto.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
Exactly.
Happy wife, happy life.
It's true. It's
or
true.
Happy single mom because the husband didn't know his place.
And people don't understand how important it is to a woman. A woman really wants their nest to be
Absolutely.
exactly how they want it. And when a guy gets too opinionated, they shouldn't be that opinionated about it. Paul, you designed a home with your wife, your ex-wife. How do you feel that happened?
I think guys.
Guys only care about where they're eating and where they're watching television. Let's face it.
But,
you know what?
That's it.
I would have to give my girlfriend, Christina, a shout out because she redid our floors. And beforehand, I was like, I think the carpet looks pretty good. And then after the fact, it looked a million times better. And I was
Of
like,
course it did.
Okay,
What do you care?
Well, no, I appreciate it. I think it looks great now. So I'm just saying I didn't foresee that it needed that. You know what I mean? So
you didn't see the emergency.
I think a lot of the time, women will probably have a better eye for it. So it just depends on the relationship. But for me, it's definitely
Depends on the relationship.
Yeah.
Depends on the relationship.
What does that
Depends
mean?
on the guy.
Wait, what does that mean? Depends on the relationship.
Yeah.
Some guys have eye for design.
Yeah, there's guys out there that are interior designers. They
I don't want to
probably
be
make some
married to those
decisions.
guys. Like the guys
It's like
that have
battle
an eye
of the
for
sexes
design.
in here tonight, man.
Hey, I'm going to defend all the guys who have an opinion about beauty and art.
Wait. Now, Robin, can we hear him
Listen,
equally?
the guy's
'Cause
like
I feel
50
like
Shades
Paul's
of
a little
brown.
bit softer.
Not going to
Yeah,
happen in my
he's
life.
on the mic, so I can keep turning him up. Get up on that mic,
I
Paul.
can barely hear Paul.
All right. Well,
I'm just
so I think a lot of guys have opinions about beauty
course they have
and
opinions.
where they live.
Well,
and one of the things you do is referee that, short of pulling the jersey over the head and uppercuts, which is the way we do it in Canada when you can't agree
He's a
on
hockey
things.
fan.
Yeah,
Yes.
hockey fan.
Yep.
That's a hockey reference.
Check 'em into the boards.
So is it stressful for people to, renovate, and how do you help with that?
Yes, it's very stressful, and I absolutely become a mediator and
You're the
help
counselor?
them. Yes, I have to counsel them, and when one of them wants one thing, one of them wants the other, I become that calm to the storm. I really help them reason and talk them through the whole process, and ultimately,
you side with the
I
women.
win.
You side with the women.
Well, not that I side with the women,
I'm just teasing, 'cause
but
maybe one has more taste than the other.
yeah.
It sounds like
I
you
mean-
do, though.
I mean, for the
Right?
most part, you know,
Little sage
again,
involved.
the women win, right? No, the women should have the home that they desire because,
You can get right up on
again,
the mic.
it's, you know, when men care about where they get to eat, where they get to sleep, and what they're watching on television, the women are really making a home for their family. And there is a big difference. And a lot of men are colorblind too, so they shouldn't be picking anything.
Well, Chet's father was very opinionated about all the homes we designed and built and remodeled, and I thought he had really good taste. But he had an opinion, I had an opinion, and we really didn't really fight about that, except for there was a painter. This is kind of a funny story that I'll tell you guys, and I won't make it too long. We had a painter. I was pregnant, actually with Chet, and we had a painter that my ex wanted to use because his parents used them time and time and time again. And the guy, I picked the color I wanted. My ex let me pick the color, and everything was good to go. But when he painted it on the wall, it wasn't the right color. I could see it was yellow. And he was saying, "No, this is the color you picked." And I said, "That is not Swiss coffee." And he'd say, "This is
Oh
Swiss
my gosh,
coffee."
Swiss coffee. Are we in 1982?
So the funny thing was, his nephew was working for the painter, and he saw me pregnant, and he saw us fighting about this color on the wall. And the nephew came forward and he said, "I'm so sorry, but my uncle has mixed all these paints together, and it's not the color you picked."
Oh my gosh.
And he's using all his old paints, and he used a
So
little
just
bit.
like a mystery goo that he painted the wall with.
This is this is actually
the mystery
Really?
paint color.
this is the day after soup made from leftovers from the previous jobs.
Literally.
That's a terrible story. Only people I bring to the table are completely professional.
Yes.
And listen, you don't want to be dealing with Chuck in the truck, as they say in the construction industry. Like, everybody thinks they can just get a contractor on Craigslist or call their neighbor and get a handyman to do everything. And I would say, don't do that. You
So-
want a professional, right?
want you. We want you.
So help me out.
Cristin Nicholas.
I'm trying to figure out what you do.
Who do we call?
exactly.
Cristin Nicholas.
Are you a
Right.
builder? Are you a renovator? Are you a project manager? What exactly?
Good question.
What's
Yeah.
your what do you do, and who do you work with?
Yeah.
Great
so
question.
I'm none of those. What I am is the owner of a full service design center. And what that means is that I bring all the right people to the table. So I more so help with the design, the collaboration with the pros, whether you need a GC or subcontractors, whatever the tradesmen
GC means
are.
general contractor, right?
Yes, it does. Very
There we
good.
go.
Not general counsel,
Ding,
which
ding,
is what I
ding,
used
ding,
No,
to do.
ding.
general
Gets the
counsel
point.
like you used to be. Yes, no. Well, sometimes we have to bring
I'm going
that
through
too,
rehab.
because sometimes
I just need to clarify.
Yeah, sometimes people do have to go through divorce because they can't handle their remodel, but the general counsel comes separate from the GC that I hire. So we are that full service, what I like to say, that concierge for the home. So whether you need the design services, you need to furnish your home, you're doing a new build, whatever that looks like. Decorating 100%. So we are bringing all the right trades to the table. Now, what I've done that's very different in the marketplace is typically when somebody is building a home or doing a remodel, their contractor is going to send them to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different
Bing, bing,
places.
bing, bing, bing.
Right? You're running around crazy. You're going from this place to that place to this place to that place, looking for cabinet, counter, tile, flooring, appliances, whatever it looks like. So my full service showroom is going to bring all of that under one roof. And
That
that's
would
my
be nice.
differentiating.
I wish I would have had that.
Oh my God! Everybody wishes they had it. That's my differentiating factor in the marketplace. There's nobody that is doing what we're doing. We
So it saves
bring
your customers a ton of time.
a ton of time.
Time, money, stress.
Absolutely.
You have more time together because you go to
Yes.
her store and
Yes.
you decide everything right there.
Correct. So whether it's your everything for your remodel, as I mentioned, your cabinets, your counter, your flooring, your backsplash, your hardware, your lighting, your mirrors, your appliances, plus
furniture,
blinds, window treatments, everything we have under one roof. I would challenge that there's anything like it in the marketplace. I don't believe there is.
Sink fixtures.
Is that why you're growing so fast?
That's why we're growing so fast.
So they're expanding. Can we ask you where you're expanding to?
Yes, we are expanding.
Cristin Nicholas.
Exciting.
Cristin
So
Nicholas.
we currently have a full service showroom in North Scottsdale, which is located in the Summit Shopping Center, which is pretty much the corner of Scottsdale Road and Lone Mountain. Yes, we have a location there. We also have a showroom at Lincoln and 32nd. And then we're also going to be expanding to Tempe as well, but also North Phoenix, which is Cave Creek Road and Rose Garden. So very close to Desert Ridge, which is my hood. Love my Desert Ridge.
Love it there.
Love, love, love it. We also are gutting a brand new home in Sky Crossing and turning it into a model showcase home right in Desert Ridge. So we will have that to show people. And we also have a full service showroom, workroom. So if people need drapes, they need pillows, they need, custom bedding, they need upholstery, anything like that, we have you covered. So from remodeling, new builds, decorating, we set up vacation rentals. We work with investors all the time to help them choose selections for their fix and flips. Because investors should not be picking that on their own.
They don't have the time. She can do it all.
No. So we absolutely can help in all those areas.
And so how do you get hired? Who's hiring you and who should hire you?
Good question.
So we have two different hires. We either have the homeowner who comes to us directly and needs full service, so they don't have a contractor. Or we have a contractor who has a client and wants us to provide the design services so their client's not running around ragged, neither are they, to different showrooms and vendors.
It's kind of ironic because I just finished a couple places, and my full-time job, if I wasn't here, was going to look at wooding, going to look at cabinets, and going to look at marble, and going to look at lighting. And I was all over the valley. And I enjoyed it, but I had the time. Some people, like, let's say you're a doctor or a lawyer, or, you've got a demanding girlfriend or boyfriend, and you just have to be with them all the time. You don't have the time to be driving everywhere.
Well, you have a life. I mean, everybody has a life, right? They're working, they have their children, they're running errands, whatever that looks like. And why would you want to spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours that you don't need to?
And it's not sustainable. I mean,
it's not sustainable.
I don't care what anybody says. Driving your car all over the, state of Arizona or whatever country you're in or whatever state you're in, it's not sustainable. If you can go to a one-stop shop.
Correct.
Chet, what do you think?
Well, I wanted to ask where the idea for this came from. Was there a remodel from hell or something that?
Such a good question. So I actually grew up in construction and real estate. My dad's a builder. My mom's a realtor. And for about the past 10 years, I have been creating this concept of this full concierge home service. So due to my clients' needs, what they needed, what they were asking of me, what I saw that there was a miss in the marketplace, I started to create it. And then now that we're launching our own showrooms, we're really bringing all of that under one roof. So that's why I say it's very unique and one of a kind in the marketplace, because there's nowhere else that you can go and get everything you need all under one roof.
It's really exciting for people that need a remodel, and there's a lot of those people in Arizona. There's a lot of old homes here.
A lot.
Yeah.
So many old.
It's going to get even bigger, right? Because with remote working, you could work for a Silicon Valley company here in Arizona. You can work for a New York City company here in Arizona. You can work for a Chicago-based company here in Arizona. You don't have to put up with the commutes anymore. You don't have to put up with the real estate prices.
Right.
So it's going to be huge.
And people are wanting to create more of that home office and also more of a haven at home, because they're working at home more, their kids are at home more. They also want a beautiful backyard. They want the pool, they want the spa,
do you do landscaping?
I can do everything.
She does everything from inside to outside, every little inch of their place. And so that's
I got a guy.
So Christina Erb, that's here in studio, is a realtor. And so she'll be working closely with you because we have
Great.
a lot of collaborations we have here. So we're super excited. Christina Herb,
I'm
what's
very
your company?
I work with EXP Real.
Yes, EXP is awesome.
Christina Herb. So I have questions about...
Realtors are actually a top referral source for me because they don't know what to do for their client, and you need to be focusing on selling the home or finding them a home to buy. And so they always call me and they're like, Cristin, can you help me with blah, 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 blah? And I'm like, of course I can. And then their clients are so happy, and that actually brings value to the realtor's business because I provide such a great service for their client.
You
I
know,
love
Cristin, I'm actually a recovering lawyer, so I always worry about whose side you're on. And it sounds like you're on the side of the homeowners, and you're
Absolutely.
actually their advocate.
Absolutely.
I love that.
I actually say that. I am 100% the client's advocate.
Instead of the builder? Or
Well-
who's the other side?
Well, so my point is, if the clients hire you, the family, or because you do offices, you do restaurants, right? If the restaurant or the office or the family hires you to oversee the renovation, you're on their side, and you're going to tell them, I assume, I mean, you tell me if you don't, if this is a rhetorical question, if
Do I have to plead the fifth with the attorney here?
if you're going to, let them know, hey, this isn't a market deal. What are you doing? You're getting ripped off here. You
Yeah,
know? That's why they should.
100%.
That's why people should hire you. Don't get ripped off.
That's right.
I love it. And that's true.
right.
Because, if somebody's your client and you're like, oh, this guy's charging way too much for that, you're going to tell them, right?
Correct.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you probably don't have any mysterious paint situations if you have all your workers properly sourced through a
All
company
my
like
painters
that.
bring 100% genuine colors to the table.
Straight out of the bucket, not a mystery
That's right.
paint.
Well-
yeah.
No mystery paint.
Okay, back to the lawyer mode. But all your subcontractors are, great subcontractors that you've
Yes,
used
they are.
before, legit, legal, etc., all that.
Correct.
So you get what you pay for.
That's right. You get what you pay for.
I
And
love
right
it.
now, there's such a supply and demand issue, and so many people are renovating, remodeling, moving here. I mean, it's just crazy. And so people need to understand there is a labor shortage, there is a supply shortage, and they need to be a little more patient because, I don't twirl my magic wand. I wish I could be Mary Poppins. She's my favorite. But I can't, just do that in one day and poof,
Here's your wood
spit
floor.
spot. Spit spot.
Spit
Everything's
spot.
crazy,
Well,
I
I mean-
The wood floor that's going to
together.
take 8 weeks, I can get it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not going to happen.
You're subject to the same 3 rules of customer service that everybody is. It can be perfect, it can be cheap, and it can be fast. You get to pick 2 out of 3.
Oh, I like
Oh,
that. I've never
really?
heard that
Oh.
before.
So if it's going to be
pretty
cheap
good.
and fast, it ain't going to be perfect.
That's right.
If it's going to be perfect and,
And you know what
fast, it
happens?
ain't going to be cheap.
When it's cheap and fast, then it has to be redone, and it takes just as long
Well, it's not
as you
perfect.
should have just waited.
Yeah.
Yep,
You
absolutely.
should get it done right the first time.
Absolutely.
So
you get
Chet,
what you pay for.
How did your remodel go? And how was that in your, you and Christina, was it smooth sailing for you too?
Well, I mean, yeah, it was smooth. We didn't really do a full remodel though. We just redid the floors and we got a new couch. So I mean,
Oh my gosh, that's not a remodel.
yeah, it's not a remodel at all. Yeah, so I don't know why she's calling it that. I never said it was. But the place looks immensely better. So I mean,
Flooring can make a big difference.
oh yeah,
Yes.
Massive
Absolutely.
difference.
Absolutely.
Get your flooring done, paint your cabinets if you don't want to remove and replace them, new countertops, new hardware.
What's the best bang for the buck? Like
The
if,
best?
if somebody's gonna
Yep.
I'm in my place and
Yep.
I look at it, somebody, not me, but somebody, they look at their place and say, okay, I love my place, but I want to move, and I want to downsize, I want to upsize, whatever. What is the best bang for the buck?
So as we say, right, kitchens and bathrooms are always going to give you your biggest ROI. But the issue I have is people who want to
Wait a second, is that a
only
dirty word?
ROI, return on investment. So, but what I will tell clients too, when they have me come in and do a consultation, I say, you know, just because you're redoing your kitchen doesn't mean that you're going to get all that money back, because it's almost like you just took a small bite out of the elephant. Right?
Right.
So sometimes it's worth it for people to just kind of clean up their home, do a little paint, you know, keep it very simple if they're selling. Now, if they're going to live there and they want to maximize their value, that's a completely different conversation. So I have a conversation on if they're selling, a conversation if they're staying. But also we have to think about trends in the marketplace. So if they're going to stay for a little while, but only maybe 2-3 years short term, I don't want them once again making this home that looks like it's everything that they wanted. Right? We need to make it more appealing to the
So
masses.
it will sell.
Exactly.
So no jigsaw puzzles on the wall as artwork.
Well,
Permanently
I've never seen
epoxied on.
do you have that at your house? I've never seen that before.
That was so specific. I feel like
I know.
he has
I was
to have
like,
it.
I
Yeah.
seriously think he has it. Hopefully, it's not like a bunch of cats or something.
Well, something that people don't know.
Could be a lot weirder than that. So I mean, cats would be okay. I mean,
Then we're gonna
That was the
scrape it
borderline
off
of my
and
weirdness I
paint
was
over
willing to
it.
share.
So Paul Kassir is one of our premier sponsors. He has RV and Go. If you don't know about RV and Go, it's kind of like Airbnb, but with RVs. You can rent the RV. You can. Can you tell us a little bit about
get
it?
out there and see nature.
Oh my gosh.
www.rvngo.com, 5 letters, RV and Go. And it's basically like Airbnb for RVs. We have thousands, if not tens of thousands of people who have listed their RVs, and you can rent them all over the United States. And we charge no fees for you to find the RV you want to rent, and we charge no fees to the host to rent their RVs. So we tend to have the best prices. And for that, we just want to bring people together. So we're not entirely crazy. We make our money off of compelling value-added services, which
Insurance.
includes we insure the rental. And you need the insurance because your regular car insurance will not cover an RV rental. The owner's regular insurance will not cover it. And our insurance is best in class to start with. So we start with that, and then everything else is free. So we tend to have the best prices, best coverage, best peace of mind, and we're growing like crazy. Business centered right here. Our call center is well now all over the United States, but all in the U.S., and all the jobs are here in the U.S., and it's just a great time to be in that sector. Thank you.
So get out there and rent an RV.
And RV and Go is all
Yes.
about economic sustainability too, because whereas though those RVs would just be sitting there not making their owners any money, you guys are putting a lot of money in people's pockets. So
Absolutely.
and another benefit,
Smart.
the people that are going on vacation are having a great time. So
Absolutely.
win-win.
Absolutely. It's a win-win all around. So first of all, usually when you buy an RV, it sits unused 95% of the time. So on our site, you can use it more often. And an RV deteriorates more quickly when it's not being used than when it is being used. So you're double making money on renting it out. On the other hand, people who might want to rent an RV, instead of buying a whole new RV, and they're expensive now, a couple $100,000, $100,000 to $200,000 is the average RV price, and the prices are going up. You can just rent it, and then you don't have it sitting on your driveway 95% of the time.
A big eyesore.
So way more people can get into RVing for the same environmental footprint. But Christina, I want to talk about you
Cristin.
are very
Cristin
sorry.
Nicholas. So hold on.
I was going to say, Cristin, have you ever renovated an RV?
Hold on. Before
I
we
have
talk
not.
about renovating
No.
an RV, what about my thoughts as he was discussing this? What if Cristin Nicholas and her designer showcase filled that whole showcase or that whole RV up, like your largest RV, with all her marble and her wood samples and her
It would
her
be
faucets.
very,
And
very
you could-
heavy.
Yeah, the top speed would be 4 miles per hour,
Oh my
maybe.
gosh.
But
And it
We
would
could
be
have
a
a mobile
lethal. It would be a
design
lethal
center, though.
projectile on the front
Yes, and we
freeway,
could take the show on the road.
Totally.
coming to a
Wait,
stop.
you like
Mobile
it?
design center.
Yes.
That's what you meant, right?
Yes.
that'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah.
But I
That
want to
would
talk
be
about
cool.
your business because it's very sustainable
Yeah.
when you renovate, and you can make
like my
some
idea?
very sustainable decisions
Listen,
renovating.
I've thought about it. Not in an RV, but
I think RV, because you could really fill that puppy up. We could have,
Totally.
you could have faucets and marble and cabinets and
Right.
tiles and
and especially right now, I
Weight
mean,
is
unfortunately,
queen.
not everybody
Fabrics.
wants to come to somewhere public, but
and you could collaborate with RV and Go and
Perfect.
in the green room, and we can go from home to home and
she's getting
decorate.
way excited.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh my
rolling
gosh.
showroom.
It's a rolling showroom.
Yes.
So
Perfect.
when you renovate,
Yes.
I mean, there's some sustainability decisions you can make.
Yes.
And what are some of the things you help people do?
So people are making decisions based on budget as
Yeah.
well as, what's going to be their return on their investment. So a lot of times I'll talk to them about the potential of, okay, let's keep your cabinets, but let's paint them and put new hardware and then put new countertops. So that's definitely more sustainable than
Yes.
ripping every single cabinet, counter, all of that out. And sometimes people also keep their flooring. I mean, I'm doing a kitchen right now where, yes, they decided to remove the cabinets and the counters, but they're keeping all their flooring in their home. So I really leave it up to the client on, what they want to do. And also it depends on, what they want to spend on their project.
Right. What about like a better environmental footprint, like changing, lighting fixtures
Good
from
question. Thank you.
Yeah.
from fluorescent or
I love that.
incandescent
Oh
or
my gosh.
That's a
halogen
great
to
question.
Fluorescent
LED.
is terrible. Yeah.
So bad
we
for your
do
eyes.
that. Well, we
They're
do that
terrible
all
for
the
our
time.
eyes.
We
Do you know that? My dad used to tell me,
Yeah.
God bless him. I have to talk about my dad for 1 second. It's his birthday
It's his
today.
birthday. Happy birthday, Dad.
Thank you. Happy birthday, Dad.
Didn't you almost get arrested trying to sneak into the home? So
Yes,
you could-
I tried to
was-
sneak in to see him today.
Yeah.
No, but it's
but you're
very
with us
true.
today.
So we remove and replace a lot of the yucky, I call it yucky, like old yellow lighting. And we put the LED cans or,
And you
other
can actually
light
replicate
fixtures.
the old yellow yucky lighting with LEDs because you can dial it in
You
to
can get
any
a
spectrum.
soft. Yep, you can get a soft yellow, a bright yellow. Also, the Edison bulbs that have a little bit of a two-tone to them, but look pretty and modern. So we do all that.
And,
But
and
the
how much
fluorescent
does
lights and the cam lights are really bad for your eyesight. Did you know that? It'll
Yeah.
make you go blind eventually if you keep looking at it.
Especially in the laundry
Like this light
room.
right I'm looking at. But I like that it light. I
But-
like
That's,
this-
that's an LED.
But give me
Is
an
it
nice and
Is it
bright.
LED?
Can you
For sure.
give me a sense of if you replace all your light if you replace one single light bulb with an LED over an incandescent or a halogen, how much energy would you save a year?
Oh my gosh.
That's a great question, Paul Kassir from RV and Go.
I do not know.
It's 99%.
It's a lot of power, yeah.
It's 99%. It's 100 times more
Chet,
efficient.
you need to scoot in a little bit because you're going to be out of this video.
So
this pole right here, we're good.
fluorescents tend to be 5x better than incandescents, and then LEDs are 99%. So when you switch out
Yeah.
LED, you're basically knocking out all the energy costs.
And we don't just do one, we do all of them.
Right.
The whole house.
Right, right. What about
Yeah.
like when you're ripping out the walls or the
Mm-hmm.
attic and just blowing in more insulation? Do you guys do that?
Yeah, we can definitely do that. That definitely helps. Also, a lot of people want solar nowadays.
Solar,
And
I wanna
especially
talk
living
about
in
solar in
the Valley of the
Arizona.
Sun, you should have. I have solar on my house. I love it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
well, so, but it's important, like, we're not, people think of insulation as like a cold state problem. It's actually a hot state problem
Mm-hmm. For
just as
sure.
much because your air
do you
conditioning.
mean by that?
Well, because your air conditioning will go way down if you have
Correct.
proper insulation from the heat outside.
Yes.
So in the walls, you want fluff blown into your attic. So,
Right.
the fiberglass chunks. And you want, at least double glazed and insulated
I was just going to
windows.
say your windows make a big difference too. Plus,
Yeah.
you can put tint on the windows
Right.
that
I
will
love that
reflect.
idea. You mentioned that earlier.
Well, did
It's
you get
really good.
energy saving windows when you did your remodel? Because you have those big south facing windows.
I did.
Yeah, so that makes a huge difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
I spent a lot
And
of
I was
money on my
actually just
windows in
talking
my
to her
house.
about
Yes.
doing tint or some blackout shades
Yes.
and different things to reflect the sun. Yeah.
You definitely should have gone to the design center for your remodel because you were running around like a chicken with its head cut off for literally months. Like, oh my God, which tile do I get? Will you go with me to the showroom? I'm like, no.
But if
Gone
you
to
went,
too many showrooms.
You're like, do you want to come with me? Hell no.
But if you want,
That's a hard pass.
I thought we already decided this 4 times. Okay, not a 5th time.
Okay, that brings up a really valid point, actually. That brings up such a valid point because this is what happens all the time with my clients who have not come to me from the beginning, and they've been running all over the place, as you said, like a chicken with their head cut off. They're sick of like going from showroom to showroom to showroom. And what it does is it extends the creative process, but it also unwinds it, because every time you go to a new showroom, then you're like, oh my gosh, now I have more choice. Oh my gosh, now I have more choice. And so then you start picking other tile.
which
You
is the
start
perfect
second
dilemma
guessing
for
yourself.
undeciding women.
It's terrible.
Well, that's exactly why Chet and Rachel would get frustrated, because I would pick something and then I'd be like, oh, no,
It's
no.
terrible.
I found something new. And he'd be like, you already picked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well,
when
your
people-
place looks great, so you did a good job, but
Yeah.
it literally took like years off of your life
Yeah.
because of how much stress you endured, like
Right.
literally
Well,
nonstop.
here's the secret
crazy.
to it, right?
Okay, we
you,
wanna hear
you
Robin.
go to her on the first try. She gets it all together, and then you both sit down with some cheese and crackers and a glass of wine, and she shows you everything.
Yes.
Done. You're not harried. You're not stressed. She's got it for you, and you get to chill out and relax and look at everything.
Exactly.
That's exactly
See?
right.
You have the wine, I have the gin and tonic, and we're
you
good
go.
to go.
Robin knows when I hear wine, I perk up. I'm like, okay, wine.
Yeah.
You
I'm
probably
ready.
drank a lot of wine when you were out looking, because I mean, my gosh, if
It
you were
happens.
everywhere, let's stop and have a glass of wine. I can't deal with this. That's crazy. I love the one-stop idea, because my God, I mean, yes, us women have a hard time making choices, especially when there's 20 different shades of gray that we like. Gray.
I think there's 50 Shades of Gray, actually.
So it really,
yeah.
it really
Some
That's
of
a
us like
whole new
50
thing.
Shades of Grey.
Yeah, there really is, or is that just yeah? We know where his mind is going.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so I have a funny story about wood.
I'm
because-
literary.
Oh no. No, but I will say it's very valid. And what
No,
happens
This is, but you have to hear this.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Because people will come in and they say, "Oh my gosh, we've been running everywhere. We're tired of it. You know, we don't want to do it anymore. Our contractor doesn't know what he's doing. You know," and then we rein him in. We have that side, or we have the people who come to us from day one, and they're like, "Wait, that's it? We did all that? Oh my gosh, that's amazing! I'm so excited. I'm so happy."
So it sounds like potential customers
50 Shades
should.
of Gray.
No, it sounds like potential customers should think about the design center as more of an investment rather than an expensive option, because
Correct.
their remodel is going to be, they're going to juice every last penny out of that remodel. A, and B, they're going to save a ton of time. So
And time is
Right.
money.
yeah,
Time is
exactly.
money.
So
And we bring such value to their project. You know, time is definitely money, but so is stress, right? When you're not stressed out, it's stressful enough for the
Yeah.
everyday person. And it honestly is something I take for granted sometimes, because I can whip together a design and I can make all these decisions. But really, your average homeowner cannot.
Where were
And
you when
they're-
I needed
They're
you?
struggling, right?
Where were you when
They're
I needed
in like,
you?
well, I'm here now. They're in like quicksand and they're trying to get out and they're like, oh my gosh. So we're literally pulling people out of quicksand.
But the other
100%.
key thing I heard there, and I just want to elaborate on, is so you're really on the side of the family who hired you. So you're also their advocate, and you're telling them,
Absolutely.
hey, you know what, this isn't market, you know, and you're hiring contractors that you know will do a good job for market, is what I heard.
Trustworthy.
Absolutely. So I bring incredible contractors to the table because I have two sides of it. I have the client who comes to me and does not have a contractor and they need one. And then I have the contractor who brings their client to me because they know the value that I add to their business.
So yeah, you're adding value on both sides.
Correct.
And mutual trust.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. So I have to tell the quickest, funniest story about Chet because he had. I
Okay, here we go.
would select everything down to the last 3 or 4 choices, and so and with everything, and then I'd want my kid's opinion, and so
And they didn't care.
no, they did care. No, Chet was really cute. So I'd meet.
He
Chet.
told you he cared.
No.
Did he
What?
really care?
No. He selected.
I just cared once. I picked it once, and then that was it. And she
Yeah,
kept
exactly.
asking me, "Oh, what else should I
You're
pick?"
like,
I was
I already
"No."
told
I
you,
made
Mom.
a selection.
The wall color is
But this is a
eggshell.
funny story.
The wall
So-
color is eggshell.
I met him in the parking lot where
and
Hava
Swiss
Java
coffee.
is, where Hava Java is. And I said, there's one last selection for the wood. And he's like, I already told you the one I liked. And I said, well, that one's ruled out. But I said, I promise you, you will select this color and it's done. And I put like 8 slabs on the, right on the street, right there in the parking lot. And he walked up, and this decorator that I'm friends with, that I'm not going to say her name. But
Please don't.
I won't. Because we're really good friends, and she picked.
Just competition.
No.
I won't mention
throwing
her.
anybody under the bus.
I won't.
I was just messing.
won't.
I was messing.
But she wanted me to get the white, literally white wood,
Oh.
whitewashed. And Chet walks up, and then there was a super dark one. He goes, and she goes, either you get this dark one or you get the white one. And I didn't want that one. I wanted one here in the middle. And Chet walks up and he goes, absolutely not the white one and not the dark one.
I was like, you need to go back to square one. 'Cause
I think you need one of the 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey, baby.
And my daughter Rachel said, get the dark one or the white one. And so Chet picked my flooring, because Chet goes, absolutely not this one, not that one. Get this one or that one. And I was like, okay, that's the one I wanted. And so he picked my flooring.
So this is really just a story about your indecision. But
Exactly.
next time you're going to the design center, or I'm shutting my phone off until you're done with the remodel.
Actually,
I
make
will
the
go to the
phone
design-
exaggeration.
forward
I need
your
the
phone
design
to the
center.
design center. So it's
Everyone
like
Throw
needs
my
the
phone in
design
the Grand
center.
Canyon. Is
Let's face it.
We all need the design center. Tell us again how we get a hold of you.
Yeah.
How do we, Cristin Nicholas, how do we find your design center? And where's the
Absolutely.
new one going to be? Tell us all about it.
Yeah. So our first location located in the Summit Shopping Center, very north Scottsdale Road,
Road and Lone
just
Mountain.
a little bit. Yep, just a little bit north of Lone Mountain. And then another showroom at 32nd and Lincoln. But you can really find us, the designcenteraz.com.
Okay.
And our website is there. We have, of course, Instagram and Facebook. Would love
what
to
are
have
those
you.
addresses? Can you put those on the
Yes.
The
on line?
Design Center AZ. Yeah.
Design Center AZ is your
So
Instagram?
here's my vision, is that we started in AZ. This is where I'm born and raised, so I'm happy to be a Zoni and
Single
represent
mother,
Arizona.
women
Single
empowerment.
mom. Yep. Building my business to empower other women. I'm really on a mission to inspire and empower other women to be who they were created to be. So if you're a mama and you love design and being creative and all
She's
of that,
hiring.
I'm hiring. I would love to have you come and be a part of our team. We are going to be creating something awesome here in Arizona, but really my goal and my vision for future growth is that we're going to take this nationwide, and we are going to do it. So
She's going to franchise it out, and it's going to be
That's
all
right.
over. That's right.
That's
That's
awesome.
right. So we're going to create multiple locations. We're going to help a lot of people. We're doing a lot of good in our community. We're going to be able to provide a service as well as help people in their homes who need us. And
I find you as an inspiration, because
Thank you.
our show, we're here saving the planet.
One show at a time.
and the reason why I find you such an inspiration is, some people would just be like, oh, I can't do it, or I can't get it done, and how
Yeah.
can I raise my kids? But you're getting it done.
That's right.
And you're like showing everybody. And she, Cristin.
Well, it's really a new product.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's really such a great idea, and a lot of people are going to need to
Thank
use
you.
it. So
I've really been creating this process and this, let's call it just this idea and everything for 10 or more years. And now that we have the showrooms, it gives us the opportunity to really grow quickly and to, employ a lot of people. And so I want to do big things. I mean, we do, not only remodeling or new builds or furniture, that's a little simple
And
as well.
decorating.
But, we work with investors on their flips. We set up vacation rentals. Like, the sky's the limit here. We can do so much together, and I want to make an impact in our community as well, to be helping a lot of moms, especially single moms. I've been a single mom for 6 years. I know how difficult it is to provide for your family. I have 2 girls.
Dad hasn't been
and-
hands-on.
Well, whatever.
Okay.
But it doesn't
she
matter.
doesn't need him. Yeah.
I don't, yeah. But,
So
I'm the
really-
mom. I've got 2 girls. They're everything to me. I want to show them that, they can do anything that they dream of. I truly believe this is my calling from God.
Yes.
This is my purpose. I was made for this, and nothing is going to stop me, and no one's going to get in my way. I don't care what
And the green room's here to support.
I don't
and
care what people say.
expand.
If they're positive, negative, whatever, I know where I'm going, and that's what's important to me. And my children are going to see that.
And be proud of you.
And be proud of me.
And it really sounds like you love what you do.
I love what I do. I
She loves
love
it.
taking
Great.
care
Yeah,
of
and you
people.
really, and you can see somebody that's
love-
passionate about what they
I'm
do. You
so
can see
passionate
that.
about
So-
what I do, and I'm passionate about bringing other women along on this journey, and that we're just going to create this amazing team, and who knows what God has planned for us.
So
We're just going to kill
sounds like
it.
you have an amazing why.
I do.
Why you're doing this.
I love that, Paul.
Very powerful.
Yes.
Very powerful why.
And what is
And
the
that
It's the
trans-
only reason.
and you have-
it's the only
and that
reason I do what I do.
translates into success for your customers.
Yes,
You know,
thank you.
that's what drives you.
And you have big dreams. Who
I
would be
do.
your dream client to remodel
That's
the
a
house
great
for?
question.
That's
Oh my
such
gosh.
a good question. Oh my gosh.
That's a great question.
So, okay, I have a total
Present company
obsession.
excluded, of course.
Yeah, so I will say I have a total obsession with Grant Cardone and Marcus Lemonis.
Grant Cardone is
because
awesome.
Oh, I
I'm a
met-
big
I
Grant
am
Cardone
like
fan too.
10x.
Yeah.
I met
10x, baby.
I met Marcus Lenonis
oh
in
my
person.
gosh.
I would scratch that off
So
the
there's
list.
two well, I'll
No,
tell you
I have
why.
Grant Cardone's number in my phone, and he's
So-
going to be on the show, and we are friends, and I love Grant
Oh my
Cardone.
gosh. So Grant
So-
Cardone.
Why do you want to be
really,
on the Prophet?
He,
Oh my
he and I
gosh,
are good friends.
yes.
Yeah.
With Marcus Lemonis,
Yeah.
I'm setting up my business where there's a potential for a franchise. I love the Prophet. I could see creating something with Marcus Lemonis, but then Grant Cardone with the real estate side. I love his wife, build your empire, just
So-
10x it. He got me to think bigger. Where I was like, oh, we could have some showrooms. We could have a few things. And I'm like, no, Cristin, you're 10Xing it. You're not going to be $100 million company. You're going to be $1 billion company. You're not going to have a few locations. You're going to be nationwide. That's because
I
of
love
Grant
that, yeah.
Cardone and his 10X.
That's
Well,
Yeah,
awesome.
why not think big?
I
So,
have, I have
okay, so
another
I have to
suggestion.
confess.
I have another suggestion for
Okay,
you
okay.
to team with.
Okay.
So I don't know if you ever heard of Cara Brookings.
No.
So she's written a New York Times best-selling author. I know her personally, and it's her
Oh.
life story about overcoming abuse and domestic violence. And she left her husband with 5 kids. Worked during the day as a computer programmer. At night, they built their own house, and they did it like
Oh, yes, you told me about this.
Yes, and they did it by
Yes.
watching YouTube videos. So if they're laying in the electrical system the next day, they were watching YouTube videos the night before on how to lay in electrical systems for a
Oh my
house.
gosh.
They
God
built,
bless them.
They built this beautiful mansion in Arkansas, and the whole family grew up through there.
Wow.
Extremely inspiring story. I think
Wow.
you guys would be amazing to team together.
Okay. Well, I grew up in this industry. My dad's a builder. My mom's a realtor. So I pretty much grew up on a job site. I love every facet of it. I love taking care of people. My mom's kind of like Martha Stewart. So, and I'm Greek. My dad's 100% Greek. So I love to feed you and take care of you. And are you hungry? No, I'll make you something, right?
You'll be hungry.
Yeah, exactly.
When
You
am I
better-
Someday you'll
you
be
better be
hungry again.
hungry.
When are we coming over?
Plus, I like to make a good mama cocktail, right? I'm raising strong girls. I'm a strong woman, so I need a strong drink.
So it sounds like we need to do a whole other episode on how on who
We
needs
need
to
a
date
cocktail
you.
show.
Oh, who needs to date me? Oh, that's a totally different
We'll,
topic.
we'll bring some guys on here that are potential daters.
Oh my
Is this
gosh.
turning-
Pursuers.
Is this turning
She
into
always
reality
tries to be
TV
a
Oh
show?
my
matchmaker, so
gosh.
she thinks
That
she's
like
Dr.
went a
Love or
totally
something.
different direction
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, expect it from her.
So we are really. I'm just inspired by you because I think that your whole vision is big, and you think big, and
Yes.
you started with a small idea, but it's going big, and it's happening. You're bringing it to fruition.
Absolutely.
Because you've got your second and third location, and so can we all come celebrate with you? Whatting night?
Yes. So our Lincoln and 32nd showroom is opening officially to have like a big grand opening party on April 20th.
Lincoln and 32nd
And
Street.
Lincoln and 32nd. So we're the southwest corner. We're right by, there's a restaurant in there, a bank. There's all kinds of other retail shops, and you can find us right there. And we're really
time?
excited. 5:30 to 8:30.
Arvine goes on the show that night, so please tune into us.
You
as
can
you're-
come after.
That's
I'm sure we'll be there later.
That's a perfect location. There's a lot
It's
of
really
older
great.
homes right over there
So
in PV.
Yes.
it's technically like Paradise Valley location,
Yes.
but we know that it's PV, Arcadia, Biltmore. Absolutely. We're really looking forward to serving the community.
I'm not really sure why you put it there because there's nobody renovating in those
Absolutely
neighborhoods.
nobody. I mean, nobody's renovating in Arcadia.
He's being facetious.
What the heck?
He's kidding. He's kidding.
I know.
So what are the trends right now? Do we want to go
Yes.
more modern? Do we want to go? I know Tuscan's kind of out. Do we want to go
Contemporary
transitional?
or
Transitional.
George Jetson, or what do we do?
Yeah, not George Jetson and not super crazy contemporary. Definitely Tuscan is out. So
Tuscan's
all
out.
the travertine, and instead of 50 Shades of Gray, we got 50 Shades of Brown. I'm so sick of 50 Shades of Brown. Oh my gosh.
So no brown.
We
No
sold
browns.
that house.
All the browns, all the grays. We're really seeing a trend in the movement of a little more warm on the floor. So yes, it's okay to have a little bit of a soft brown in the woods and all those tones on the floor.
I love wood. It's so homey.
But then a white kitchen is still your classic. We'll never.
White kitchen. I love a white kitchen.
Oh my gosh,
Looks
it's the
so
best.
clean, yeah.
Looks beautiful.
other
Definitely
qu-
the warmer tone on the floor. Like I said, classic kitchen is always going to be white.
White.
Not as traditional, not as, super funky. Yes, some people like a flat front cabinet, a little more European, but they're not doing that throughout their whole house. So
Are you seeing like stainless steel for appliances still or something else?
So what's really awesome is there's a lot of new beautiful appliances that are matte black, matte white. Stainless is now black stainless. It's really pretty because I'm so sick of just a traditional
So you're
stainless
saying black
kitchen.
for the appliances?
Yeah.
Really?
But not the old school black.
Okay.
It's like a matte black, or it's like a stainless steel black.
So like the
beautiful.
appliance has gone through like a nuclear winter kind of look.
Yeah, and the other thing is the pulls on them are beautiful. You can either get like a brushed honey bronze champagne looking color, or copper, or black with a little bit of copper. Just really pretty, not boring.
So how about with the landscaping?
Yes.
Do you recommend a lot of trees? We see a lot of that, the fake grass. How do you feel
Yep.
about that?
I love turf because then you don't have to put in a sprinkler system.
Way more sustainable, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to have, weekly maintenance, somebody who comes and cuts your grass and takes care of it, then oversees it in the winter. I love turf.
And you can chip a golf ball off it.
You can even put
pretty
a
consistently.
pretty little, putting green.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Chet, how do you feel on that?
I mean, I would love to have a putting green. Right now, we're in a condo, so I don't have my own yard. But as soon as I move into a house, I love a putting green. It's a
Yeah.
great idea.
So
Super
have you
fun.
ever tried to drive a golf ball off your balcony and see what happens?
I wouldn't want to kill somebody, so probably not. But yeah. One thing I was gonna ask is, what is like a really common mistake people make when they're doing a renovation?
Great
Ooh,
question.
That is a good
That's
question.
a really great question.
Like we're like,
Other
oh, this
than not-
always
other
looks
than
bad.
not
Why
hiring-
did they do this?
No, the biggest mistake people make is not hiring a professional.
Oh, so
The biggest.
go to the design center.
Yeah, they think they can find their contractor on Craigslist or their neighbor who's, handy, or whatever whatever it is. And it's just a mistake.
I mean, that makes sense because you bring experience and
Yes.
you bring market.
Correct.
So you know what market is. And when somebody's not being market in the deal, you'll call it out.
That's right.
And I'm not saying any names, but I started off with my remodel I'll be quick, with somebody that didn't work out, and I lost a bunch of money.
It happens all
yeah.
the time, and people think just because they find somebody who's $1,000 less,
I wanted the
or
deal,
a couple
the deal.
thousand, right? Like, oh, he's good, he's gonna show up, and he's way less. And I joke. Sometimes I'll send memes actually to my contractors or subcontractors that I find, and it's like a wall that looks like this. And they're like, oh, but they said it was a better price. It's like, well, yeah, exactly. You get what you pay for, people. Don't be cheap.
Yeah, it's your home. Quality is more important
Quality
than saving
matters.
a few bucks.
And,
yeah.
and the other thing is, you might think your remodel looks good, but in 6 months or a year, all these problems could start happening because honestly, what's behind, what, they didn't do properly with your electrical, your water line, your plumbing. You don't want to mess with that.
That's kind of weird
You
because
don't wanna
my
mess with that.
favorite saying is structural issues don't matter.
So we have a minute left. In closing,
That's
Yes.
what do you
rhetorical.
want the world to know about your design showcase?
So I just want everybody to know that I'm here for them, that I'm really passionate about what I do, that
You are passionate.
I love helping people, I love design, and that I will be their advocate and I will be there for them every step of the way with making decisions, with bringing the right professionals to the table, and really helping them with anything they need in their home.
And mediating a couple if they have
I'm a
difference
good
of opinion.
mediator. I'm a great mediator because I tell them that I actually get the veto power, not one or the other of
Are
them.
you
love
thinking
it.
of expanding into like relationship management?
I should.
She's already doing that.
I mean, sometimes I do become the marriage counselor, and I'm like, listen,
There we
simmer
go.
down. Everything's fine. It's going to be good.
So how do we get a hold of you?
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
Great. So just visit thedesigncenteraz.com. And that is my main website. You can find a lot of information about us there. And all our contact info is there. We're getting ready to launch our second showroom April 20th at Lincoln and 32nd. And then we're going to open in North Phoenix. And then we're going to Tempe. Not one of my favorite places, but we'll go because it's good. And then Chandler Gilbert probably, and also my hometown of Tucson.
Awesome. And do you have a handle on Facebook,
I
Instagram?
do.
Why don't you
The
roll
Design
those out?
Center AZ. So everything is branded right now, the Design Center AZ. And then when we expand to other states, we'll have those states as well.
Fantastic.
Yay. We are very thankful and grateful.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in
Cristin
the green room.
Nicholas.
Good
Thank
time.
you.
Fun.
Thank
Saving
you,
the
thank
planet.
you.
One show at a time.
Thank you for listening to In the Green Room. Join us here live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. or anytime on demand.